Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the English Podcast Classroom. I'm your host, and I am so excited you're here today. If this is your first time listening, welcome to our wonderful English learning family. Today, we're talking about something very interesting, something that happens to almost every English learner in the world. Are you ready? Here it is. I understand English perfectly, but when I try to speak, nothing comes out. Does this sound like you? You watch English movies and understand everything. You read English books and think, yes, I know all these words. But then someone asks you a simple question in English and suddenly your brain goes completely empty. Don't worry, my friend, you are not alone. You are not broken. Your English is not terrible. This is actually very normal. Today, I'm going to explain exactly why this happens, and more importantly, I'm going to give you some amazing tips to fix this problem. So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's solve this mystery together. Why does this happen? Let me start with a little story. Imagine you love pizza. You watch cooking shows about pizza, you read recipes about pizza, you know everything about pizza. But you have never actually made pizza with your own hands. One day, someone gives you all the ingredients and says, "Make me a pizza." What happens? You panic. You know what to do in your head, but your hands don't know how to do it. This is exactly what happens with English speaking. Understanding English is like watching someone make pizza. Speaking English is like making pizza yourself. They are two completely different skills. Let me explain this better. Your brain has two different systems. Your brain is amazing, but it works in a funny way. When you listen to English, you use one part of your brain. When you speak English, you use a different part of your brain. Listening and reading are passive skills. This means you receive information. Your brain just needs to recognize words and understand meaning. It's like being a detective. You collect clues and solve the mystery. Active skills are creative. Your brain needs to find words, put them in the right order, and make them sound good. It's like being an artist. You need to create something beautiful from nothing. Think about your native language. When you were a baby, you listened for many months before you said your first word. You understood mama and papa long before you could say them. This is natural. But here's the problem with learning English as an adult. Most of us spend too much time on passive skills and not enough time on active skills. We watch, we listen, we read, but we don't practice speaking enough. The fear factor. There's another big reason why speaking is difficult. It's called fear. Yes, fear. Let me ask you some questions. Are you afraid of making mistakes? Are you worried about your accent? Do you think people will laugh at you? Are you scared of forgetting words in the middle of a sentence? If you answered yes to any of these questions, welcome to the club. Almost every English learner feels this way. But here's a secret. Native speakers make mistakes too. Yesterday, I wanted to say, I need to buy some milk, but I said, I need to buy some, white cow water. My friend laughed, I laughed, and life continued. Mistakes are normal. Your accent? It's beautiful. It shows where you come from. It tells your story. Some of the most successful people in the world speak English with an accent. Don't hide it. Be proud of it. The perfectionist problem. Many English learners are perfectionists. They want to speak like native speakers immediately. But this is like wanting to run a marathon without practicing walking first. I have a student who speaks 4 languages perfectly, but when she tries to speak English, she becomes silent. Why? Because she's afraid her English won't be as perfect as her other languages. But here's the truth. English doesn't need to be perfect. English needs to be useful. If someone understands your message, your English is working perfectly. The translation trap. Another common problem is translation. Many learners think in their native language first, then translate to English. This takes too much time. For example, in your head, you might think, I want to say something about the weather. How do I say weather in English? Oh yes, weather. And how do I say nice? Nice. And how do I make this sentence? The weather is nice, or nice weather, or By the time you finish thinking, the conversation has moved to a completely different topic. This happens because you're using your native language as a bridge to English, but what you need is to think directly in English. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to give you 7 amazing tips to improve your speaking skills. These tips are simple, practical, and most importantly, they work. Tip number 1, start small. Don't try to have a philosophical conversation about the meaning of life on your first day of speaking practice. Start with simple things. Practice saying, "Good morning. How are you? I'm fine, thank you. Have a nice day." Then move to, "I like coffee. The weather is nice. I'm learning English." Small steps lead to big progress. Tip number 2, talk to yourself. It's not crazy. This is my favorite tip because it sounds funny, but it works amazingly well. Talk to yourself in English every day. Describe what you're doing. Now I'm making breakfast. I'm putting bread in the toaster. Oh, the coffee smells good. Tell yourself about your day. Today I have 3 meetings. First, I'll meet Sarah. Then I'll go to the supermarket. I need to buy eggs and cheese. Practice conversations with yourself. Hi, how are you? I'm great, thanks. What did you do today? I watched a movie and studied English. The best part? You can't make mistakes when talking to yourself because you're both the teacher and the student. Tip number 3, shadowing technique. This technique is like being an echo. Find a video or podcast in English. Listen to a sentence, then repeat it immediately. Try to copy the rhythm, the intonation, and the pronunciation. Start with slow, clear speakers. News anchors are perfect for this. They speak clearly and not too fast. Don't worry about understanding everything. Focus on copying the sounds. Your mouth needs to practice making English sounds. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes every day. After a few weeks, you'll notice your pronunciation getting much better. Tip number 4, the mirror method. Stand in front of a mirror and have a conversation with yourself. Yes, it feels strange at first, but it's incredibly effective. Why does this work? Because speaking is not just about your mouth. It's about your whole face, your expressions, your body language. The mirror helps you practice everything together. Try these topics. Introduce yourself. Describe your favorite food. Talk about your hobbies. Tell a story about your weekend. Watch your face in the mirror. Are you smiling when you talk about things you love? Are your expressions matching your words? This makes your English more natural and confident. Tip 5, record yourself. I know, nobody likes hearing their own voice, but recording yourself is one of the best ways to improve. Here's how to do it. Choose a simple topic. Talk for 2 to 3 minutes. Listen to the recording. Don't focus on mistakes. Focus on what you did well. Try the same topic again the next day. You'll be surprised how much you improve in just a few days. Tip 6, find an English speaking buddy. This can be another English learner like yourself or a native speaker who wants to practice your language. You can find speaking partners online on websites like HelloTalk or Tandem. The best part about practicing with another learner, you're both making mistakes, so there's no pressure to be perfect. Set a simple rule. Speak English for 15 minutes, then switch to the other person's language for 15 minutes. Both of you win. Tip 7, create English habits. Instead of studying English, try to live in English for small parts of your day. Change your phone's language to English. Think your shopping list in English. Count in English when you exercise. Comment on photos in English. In your head is fine. Sing along to English songs in the shower. The goal is to make English feel normal and natural, not scary and foreign. Now let's have some fun. I'm going to tell you a story about Tom, an English learner just like you. Maybe you'll recognize yourself in this story. Tom's big day. Tom has been learning English for 2 years. He can understand Netflix shows without subtitles. He reads English news every morning. He's basically an English comprehension superhero. But today is different. Today, Tom needs to call a restaurant to make a reservation in English for the first time ever. Tom picks up the phone. His hands are shaking. His heart is beating fast. He dials the number. "Hello, Mamma Mia's restaurant. How can I help you?" says a friendly voice. Tom's mind goes completely blank. All his English words disappear. He knows he wants to book a table for 2 people at 7 p.m. on Friday. But what comes out of his mouth is, hello, I want table 2 person Friday. Sorry, can you repeat that? Asks the restaurant person. Tom takes a deep breath. He remembers our tip about starting small. He speaks slowly and clearly. "Hi, I want to book a table, please." "Of course, for how many people?" 2 people, please." "What day?" "Friday." "What time?" 7 p.m. "Perfect. Your name?" "Tom." "Great, Tom. See you Friday at 7 p.m. Have a nice day." "Thank you. Bye." Tom hangs up the phone and starts dancing around his room. He did it! He spoke English with a real person and completed his mission. Was his English perfect? No. Did he use fancy grammar? No. Did he communicate successfully? Yes. And that, my friends, is what speaking English is all about. Communication, not perfection. Wow, we've covered so much today. Let me remind you of the most important points. Remember, understanding and speaking are different skills. It's completely normal to be good at one and still learning the other. Remember, fear is normal, but don't let it stop you. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Remember, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to communicate. Remember, practice makes progress. Start small, be consistent, and celebrate your victories, even the tiny ones. Here's my challenge for you this week. Try one of the tips I shared today. Just one. Maybe talk to yourself for 5 minutes, or record yourself describing your breakfast. Small steps, big dreams. You know what? I'm really proud of you for listening to this episode. Learning a new language takes courage. And you have that courage. You're already amazing, and you're only going to get better. Before you go, I have a little confession. When I was learning my second language, I had exactly the same problem. I could understand everything, but speaking? Forget about it. I was so scared of making mistakes that I stayed silent for months. But then I realized something. The people who speak the most make the most mistakes. And the people who make the most mistakes learn the fastest. So make mistakes. Make lots of them. Each mistake is a step closer to fluency. Thank you so much for joining me today on the English Podcast Classroom. If this episode helped you, please share it with other English learners. We're all in this together. I can't wait to see you in the next episode where we'll talk about another exciting English topic. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember, your English journey is unique and beautiful, just like you. Take care and happy learning.